Today we are going to start a fresh topic wherein we would primarily be talking about what personality is, what are the major approaches to understanding of personality, and we will also come across what are the techniques used to assess personality of any individual. Commonsensically, you must have found people always talking about personality of one person or the other. But given the discussion on this very topic, we would try to understand, is it that what commonly people understand that this is what the persona of the person is, or when they generate a profile of somebody, is it really so scientific the way psychology describes it? So, coming to the definition of personality, famous psychologist Alport, he defined personality as a dynamic organization within the individual which has psychophysical systems which determine his or her unique adjustment to the environment. So, ideally how you respond to the environment in which you are in, the psychophysical system, okay, and all these elements of the system, how dynamically they are organized, and it is this dynamicity of the organization which enables you to keep changing, to keep revising, to keep adapting to the environment. Therefore, you would realize that there would be whole range of characteristics that you can suggest that this very individual basically is characteristics 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus n number of characteristics that you can draw. But you would perhaps never succeed saying that this very person basically means this one single characteristics, that usually does not happen. So, to understand personality of any individual, we would understand the approaches taken by psychologists. 4 major approaches, if you wish you can make it 5. Type and trait, I am combining them as one single approach. Many books you would find that type approach is put separately and trait approach is put separately. For convenience, I am putting type and trait approaches together. The dynamic approach, wherein we would be talking about the psychoanalysts, how they try to define personality, the learning and the behavioral approach, okay, and finally the humanistic approach. So, these four approaches we would take to understand personality, and I must tell you that we would be talking about type and trait approach in a much more succinct way. Especially when we come to the type approach, I will very clearly tell you that fine, these are the early propositions and these are the modern propositions, and therefore, each of these approach might not get same degree of time when we talk about it here. Coming to the type approach, the earliest approach was what was proposed by Hippocrates 400 BC, where he said that fine, you can divide individuals into 4 groups: the sanguine types, the melancholic types, the choleric type and the phlegmatic type. And each of these types he gave certain characteristics. He said that if somebody is sanguine type, that means the individual would be cheerful, very active and confident. People who are melancholic type, they would largely be depressed. People who are choleric type would be hot tempered, and people who are phlegmatic type, they would be calm and slow. Then came Sheldon's classification, and Sheldon basically looked at the physical make of the body, and then he tried associating certain characteristics with those makes. So, he divided people into 3 groups: endomorphic, ectomorphic and the mesomorphic. Endomorphic, who are short and plump, ectomorphic, who are tall and thin, and mesomorphic, who are heavy and muscular. And then he correlated this type of a body makeup with certain characteristics, wherein he said that those who are endomorph, means short and plump, they are largely very relaxed type of people, and they are also very social in nature. People who are ectomorph, means they are tall and thin, they are the ones who would be restrained and very self conscious, whereas people who are mesomorphs, heavy and muscular people, they would be noisy, they would be aggressive, but they would also be very active in nature. Let me tell you that modern psychology, when you look at the understanding of personality, Sheldon's classification, you will not find a place for it. But then most of the books of introductory psychology, if you look at it, it will talk about these 2 type approaches, the early approaches. Much later the classification of Eysenck came into being, wherein Eysenck divided people on XY axis, which had 3 dimensions: introversion, extraversion, stables and neurotics, and the psychotics. And then one more type approach in the modern time which came, that was of course out of the practicing doctors, Freudman and Rosenman. Then they came forward with the concept of type A and type B type of people. I must tell you that Rosen and Freudman, basically their theory, this type approach came out of the patients who visited their clinic because of some cardiac problem. They found that those who are type A, they are basically the competitive people, they are also restless, very high achieving, active and aggressive in nature, and type B people were just opposite to this. So, these 4, 2 old and 2 new, you would find that these type of approaches to understanding individuals are classified as type approaches. We now come to the trait approach. Alport, once again we refer to his definition right in the beginning. He looked at the English language and tried to find out those terms, those words in English which sounds like a trait like type of term, and he found that there are 18,000 different words which can be considered as traits. And what he did was that he classified traits into 3 groups: cardinal traits, central traits and secondary traits. So, according to Alport, there are some traits which are cardinal, means they are so dominant that nearly you can trace back the individual to that specific type of a trait, like say Gandhian, okay, Machiavellian. Okay. So, Gandhian would mean Gandhi like. So, one single trait or one small combination of traits which basically describes the full length of your personality, those traits are called the cardinal traits. Then comes the central traits. These are basically traits that characterize one's behavior to some extent, but not as complete as the cardinal traits, and it is rare for individuals to have more than 10 or 12 such central traits. Okay. So, you can imagine that if central traits are center of explanation of characteristics of a given individual, and you can assume of at max 10 to 12 central traits, then how many cardinal traits you can think of. And the third category of traits according to Alport was the secondary traits, traits that are influential, but only within a narrow range of situation. Okay. And all these 3 traits basically constitutes the psychological history of a human being. Then another concept came in psychology given by Julian Rotter, and Rotter basically focused on one single trait where he talked about the locus of control. Okay. And based on the locus of control, his idea was that people either have an inward locus of control or they have an outward locus of control. And locus of control, if you look at literature in psychology, you will find that this is one of the most widely studied topics in psychology, wherein people have found out that say management of a stress, tolerance of a stress, how one copes, what could be the ramifications of a stressful scenario. Okay, all of these have been examined with respect to locus of control, where people have found that external locus of control serves you better compared to the internal locus of control. And of course, Cattell gave this his famous 16 factor personality, and if you look at this whole set, you would realize that bipolar combinations have been talked about. So, if you look at those 16 factors proposed by Cattell, okay, look at your screen right now, you find the primary factors mentioned there, and then you have the 2 extreme ends, one the low range and the other one is the high range. So, warmth, reasoning, emotional stability, dominance, liveliness, rule consciousness, social boldness, sensitivity, vigilance, abstractedness, privateness, apprehension, openness to change, self-reliance, perfectionism and tension. These are the 16 various factors that Cattell talks about, and Cattell gives a complete description of what type of people are who are either low on a particular trait or those who are high on that. For instance, he says that if you are high on warmth, then you would be warm, outgoing, attentive to others, kind, easygoing, participating, and you would like people. In case you are low on warmth, then impersonal, distant, cool, reserved, detached, formal, aloof. These are the characteristics that you would reflect upon. And then very nicely Cattell also says that if you are high on certain characteristics, you are bound to be low on some other characteristics. So he gives a very nice mix and match of 16 different factors. Because we are succinctly going through these approaches, therefore, we would not go through all the 16 traits that he talks about and looking at the description. So, by and large, if you look at the framework, now I have removed the type and the trait approach. 4 major framework we would be looking at. We would be looking at the psychoanalytic framework, wherein we would talk about the proposition of Freud, Erikson, Jung, Adler, and of course Karen Horney. We would also look at the behaviorist framework. Primarily we would look at the work of Skinner and Bandura, how their work describes the personality of human beings. How can we use humanistic approach to understand personality? We would be borrowing the concept of Maslow and Rogers and then trying to understand this. After having discussed the 3 major framework which are adopted to understand, explain personality, we would also take the Indian concept, the Indian concept of the Triguna, and trying to making a mix and match that what actually suggests what type of situation in terms of personality. So, coming to psychoanalytic approach, Sigmund Freud, we have been talking about him, that he was considered as the father of modern psychology and was later on followed by Adler, Jung, Horney and Erik Erikson. We would look at all these theorists, all these psychoanalysts, what type of explanation they have given, why people become the way they behave in their life. So, how is the psyche determined? Sigmund Freud basically talked about 2 important things. First, he gave the topography of mind, wherein he talked about the conscious, unconscious and the pre-conscious states. And he gave his famous iceberg theory, where he said that approximately 9/10 of our mental faculty remains unconscious to us. We are not aware about it. Only 1/10 of our mental faculties are consciously available to us, and he drew a thin line between the unconscious and the conscious state, where he said that a state of pre-conscious lies, and he gave interesting examples. For instance, he said that say if you have to extract the unconscious elements of an individual, it is something which is very difficult, and he gave only 2 methods. One of course was his method of hypnosis, where you can hypnotize the other individual and extract the information from deep unconscious state. The second, Freud suggested that you can interpret the dreams of the individual, and I quote him, he said that dreams are royal road to unconscious, wherein his interpretation of the dream gives elaborate explanation as to how the content of the dream of an individual can be analyzed to extract the unconscious elements. Conscious, of course, you are consciously aware of something, but then he talks about a very interesting thing when he says that some of the things passes from conscious and remain at the pre-conscious level for some time, and he very nicely explains that there are processes like say slip of pen, slip of tongue. You intended to say something else, you had a twist of the tongue and you mispronounced and said something else. Freud says that the twist of the tongue basically makes you say what was there in your preconscious state. Similarly, if you have no slip of the pen, okay, it reflects what you inwardly think about that very situation. So, he talked about this trifurcated topography, the conscious, preconscious and the unconscious, and later on he came forward with the trifurcated structure of the mind when he talked about the id, ego and superego. His idea was that these three things work on three separate principles. The id works on the pleasure principle, the ego works on reality principle and the superego works on the morality principle. So, Freudian view was that we all have certain desires which are driven by immediate gratification demand. So, they constitute the id because it works on pleasure principle. So, at times you become extremely demanding in terms of I like this, I want this, I would like to have it, and you do not think of the ways and means through which you would like to satisfy it. Okay. It would simply demand that fine, I want it and just I want it and nothing more than that. Okay. Once you receive it, you are pleased. So, that is how the pleasure principle operates. The superego on the other hand, it gives a moral governance to you. It works on morality principles. So, the values, the do's and the don'ts that you have learned in your rearing practices through family, through society, through various agents who have served shaping your behavior, okay, they tell you the doables and the non-doables. Okay. So, the do's and the don'ts of the society that you have learned, okay, that are extremely important when it comes to certain types of feelings like shame, guilt, okay, whether it is immoral, whether it is moral and stuffs like that, the judgmental thing. So, what happens in a given situation, you have a need, your id suggests you that fine, you need it, you would love to have it, your superego starts telling you whether it is good to have it, whether it is appropriate to have it, whether it is justified to have it, how correct morally it is and so forth. And it is the ego which works on the reality principle, which has the responsibility of striking the balance between the id and the superego. Now, what happens? Ego has the primary responsibility of striking the balance. What Freudian analysis suggests is that you cannot keep on satisfying only the id or only the superego. Okay. I am not venturing into that area, but if you look at the whole story of psychoanalysis and explanation of various types of clinical diagnosis, okay, over emphasis, over gratification of one of these three structures is going to cause severe problem, and therefore, ego has to remain in touch with the reality. Ego also has to partially make a satisfaction equation, it has to derive out of the demands of the id and the superego. It has to strike a balance. Okay. Then the most significant, controversial and of course celebrated, I should say, concept proposed by Freud was when he proposed the stages of psychosexual development, wherein he said that entire human life can be split into 5 different stages. First, birth to 2 years of age, what he called as oral stage, 2 to 3 years of age, what his theory says as anal stage. Phallic stage is the third stage, which is from 3 to 5 years. Then comes longer stage relatively, 5 to 11 years of age, what Freud calls as latency stage, and 11 onwards according to him is the genital stage. Now, the first 3 stages of life according to Freud are extremely crucial for deciding the persona of the individual, means 0 to 5 years of age. Now, according to him, we have erogenous zone in the body which keeps shifting. So, in the oral stage, the erogenous zone lies in the oral cavity. Therefore, between the age of 0 and 2, child usually prefers to grasp and put things in the mouth, because the maximum sensitivity can be drawn only out of erogenous zone, which is right now in the oral cavity. Then 2 to 3 years of age, which is basically the anal stage, which is a relatively shorter duration, when the erogenous zone shifts to the anus, and therefore the child, what it does is that either it tries to retain the fecus material, or it has it develops certain degree of fascination towards expulsion of the excreta, and this is also the stage when toilet training is given to the child, and it is the permissiveness, the acceptance, okay, at this very stage given by the caregiver, mostly it would be mother in our context, which makes the child understand how acceptable he or she is. Okay. And then comes the third stage, the phallic stage, 3 to 5 years of age, when the erogenous zone now shifts to the private part, and this is the time when the child would twist the private parts. And what interestingly Freud says is that once you go to the latency stage, the erogenous zone disappears for certain number of years, and this is how you love to socialize, move out of the house, try to form groups and so forth. We are not venturing into latency and genital stage. We would confine ourselves only to the first 3 stages here. So, in the phallic stage, he gave 3 important propositions, primarily talking about 2 complexes, the Oedipus complex and the Electra complex. Basically, these 2 complexes represent the same phenomena. Deriving from the Greek mythological details, he said that a child between the age of 3 and 5, okay, develops extreme degree of love for the parent of the opposite sex. So, a male child would develop love for the mother, and the female child would develop that degree of attraction for the father. Male child having extreme fascination for mother, he named it Oedipus complex, and female child developing extreme love and affection for father, he named this to be Electra complex. And he said that basically it is this Oedipus complex and the Electra complex, primarily representing the same thing, means excessive attraction towards the parent of the opposite sex. He said that this plays a very important role in the phallic stage. So, during phallic stage, children they always are too passionate about the parent of the opposite sex, but by the end of the phallic stage, the child develops this ability, the child demonstrates this ability of partial withdrawal of this love and affection and reinvestment into the other parent. So, as a male child, okay, the child would withdraw part of the love and affection invested in the mother and reinvest in the father. Usually, according to Freudian analysis, usually this withdrawal and reinvestment is successful in most of the cases. Okay, and he says that in case this reinvestment fails, these are the primary routes for developing different type of sexual orientations. Now, he talked about penis envy and castration anxiety, okay, which he attached to Oedipus complex. Basically, he said that the male child having maximum fascination for the mother, okay, realizes that there could be a situation when his private part could be castrated, and this is a source of anxiety according to Freud. Similarly, the parallel of castration anxiety in the girl child according to Freud was the penis envy, where he said that the girl child is envy, okay, of the fact that she lacks the private part that the male counterpart has. Okay. So, this is a description that was given by Sigmund Freud, primarily talking more and more about the id, ego and the superego. The emphasis was on the unconscious part of the mind, and then talking about the early life experiences, the erogenous zones, especially the first 5 years of life, and saying that how important these were. Today we would stop here. When we meet next, we would be talking about the neo-Freudians, those who largely accepted the Freudian viewpoint, but then added something more to it.